Can you name the parts of your bicycle? Don't scratch your head. It might seem a bit complicated to beginners. A bicycle consists of a frame, two wheels, pedals, and handlebars. However, there are times when we need to go much deeper into details. Having a working knowledge of your bike's components will be handy when you deal with a mechanic. If you're unfamiliar with the bottom bracket or what a derailleur is, then don't skip, just watch this video. Frame. The frame is the main component and backbone of the bicycle. Frame serves as the centralized location where all moving parts are fixed to it and are usually made of steel, aluminum or carbon fiber. The handlebars, fork, wheels, crankset, and seat are all held in place by the frame. Fork. This is the fork of a cycle that connects the front wheel to the stem. It has a long cylindrical tube that travels through the head tube frame to help you steer the bike. Most bikes consist of a suspension fork that contains stanchions that penetrate the lower casting, while being met with coils or air springs to help absorb shocks from rough terrain. Brake rotor. Brake rotors are an integral part of the stopping mechanism of bikes that have disc brakes. Rotors are connected to the hubs and spin concurrently with the wheel. Pads pinch the rotor and stop the wheel from turning when pulling the brake levers. Hub. This is the central part of the wheel. Front and rear. It connects to the rim via the spokes and through which the axle is attached. This allows the wheel to spin freely onto sets of bearings. The rear hub is where the cassette or sprocket resides. It transmits the pedaling force through the hub body to the spokes that propels the rider forward. Spoke. The spokes are cylindrical metal pieces connecting the rims at the perimeter of the wheel to the hubs at the center. The spokes transfer power from your legs to the rim to move the bike. The hook shape at one end of the spokes secures them to the hub eyelets, and they are threaded on the other end, which fixes them to the rim with small nuts known as nipples. Rim. Rims are large hoop-like structures attached to the spokes of a bicycle wheel that hold the tube and tire. The rim is usually made of aluminum or carbon fiber, and must be very stiff yet lightweight. Hence it won't harm the rim's shape or affect the bike's performance. The eyelets are drilled through the rims to allow the nipples to thread tightly to the spokes. Rim walls contain subtle ridges that serve as an airtight seal for the tire beads. Tyre. A tyre is a firm rubber casing mounted to the bike's rim. The tyre features tread patterns with varying compounds enabling you to find the perfect grip in different terrains and weather conditions. Most bicycles have tires with tubes. The tubeless system consists of rim tape and a liquid sealant that stops air from escaping. Stem. A stem is a component on a bike that joins the handlebars to the steer tube of the bicycle fork. The stems have two perpendicular clamps, which are tightened by bolts. With varying stack heights and reach measurements, stems have a significant role in how the bike rides. Headsets. Bicycle headsets are components that provide a rotatable interface between the bicycle fork and the head tube of the frame. The headset features two cartridge bearings that sit in the upper and lower cups of the head tube, which help in clean rotation and smooth handling. Handlebar. The handlebar is the bicycle's primary steering mechanism. It is mechanically connected to the pivoting front wheel using the stem that connects it directly to the fork. Handlebars come in varying shapes and sizes. Grips. Rubber cylinders at the ends of the handlebars are known as grips. The rider holds them to steer the bike. Either friction or a locking mechanism secures the grips to the handlebars. Brake lever. Brake levers are fitted on the handlebar. You can pull them to engage the brakes to slow or stop the bike. Both brake calipers have a lever connected to a mechanical cable or a hydraulic one. Shift lever. The shift lever mechanism allows you to change gears on the bike. Switch levers are placed on the handlebar alongside brake and grip levers, and they link to the derailleur with the cable. Saddle. Saddles are the padded platforms in a cycle where you can sit. It is screwed into the seat post in a fixed position. The bike saddles should be horizontally oriented to avoid excessive pressure on the hands, arms, and wrists. Seat post. A seat post provides adjustability. Thus, riders of different sizes can use the same frame and adjust the seat post for different riding styles or terrain types. Seat post clamp. A seat post clamp is a halo-shaped clamp that secures the bike's seat post to the frame. Most often, it features only one bolt, which you can be tight with a wrench or a quick release lever. Bottom bracket. A bicycle's bottom bracket connects the crankset to the frame and allows it to rotate freely. It is either threaded into the bike frame or pressed into it, and it has a hollow center that the crank spindle fits into easily. Crankset. The crankset, also known as chainset, consists of crank arms, bottom bracket, and chainrings. Different crankset significantly influences the character and feel of your bike. Chainring. Chainrings are narrow, circular rings with sharp, evenly spaced teeth. The chainring is the bicycle's drive mechanism. It is attached to the crankset, and the chain moves along with its teeth, allowing the bicycle to pedal forward. Chain. A chain is a continuous loop of metal links that is an integral part of a bicycle's drivetrain. The chain connects the chainring to the cassette and rotates the rear wheel as the rider pedals. Every bike's chain width is different and depends on how many gears it has. Pedals. A pedal is a part of a bicycle that you can push with your foot to propel the vehicle. They consist of a platform or clip and a threaded spindle that connects to the crank arms. Cassette. A bicycle cassette is a cluster of sprockets on your bike's rear hub. It is a vital component of the drivetrain responsible for rear-wheel drive. Typically, a cassette has multiple sprockets, each with teeth that mesh with the bicycle chain. Derailleurs. The derailleur serves as a mechanism that directs the chain onto different rings of the cassette. When you shift gears, the derailleur guides the chain onto a higher or lower gear. Most bikes have two derailleurs, one on the rear and one on the front. That's it. You're now an expert on bike anatomy, the different parts which make up a complete bike. Bicycles are important to riders, and this emotion is amplified when they know everything about their bikes. To watch more videos on bicycles, subscribe to Bicycle Cards YouTube channel. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions. Until we meet next time, happy riding!